Okay, we've got Lisa here from Chester County in Pennsylvania, and she's got some tips for us. She's recently passed the ACE personal trainer exam. Now, it took her about 4.5 months on and off. But here's the thing. She literally caught COVID during the middle of her study, and she still found a way to make it happen. So I'll let her speak for herself. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
So let's dive right into it. As I said, you kind of studied for give or take 4 or 5 months. If you had to tell these folks that are studying right now for their ACE, what's tip number one? What do you feel was, let's just say, the most helpful to you in that entire process, trying to get the information to sink in, everything that you did? What's the number one tip?
Number one is don't go full tilt with panic. I found myself studying at first 2 to 3 hours at a shot, and I found that I was getting overwhelmed. So what I did was I decided to back off a little bit and do increments of 45 minutes to an hour, which helped me immensely.
What were you doing before doing 45 minutes to an hour? Were you doing much more than that before that?
I was doing 2 to 3 hours of reading and the test at the end of every chapter, writing notes, writing flashcards, you name it, I was doing it.
So by backing off a little bit and cutting it down significantly from 3 hours, give or take, to an hour, give or take, it made a big difference for you.
It did. I found that I absorbed more. I wasn't in such an overwhelming panic mode trying to take everything in. And if I didn't grasp something right away, I was working myself up. So I said, listen, I got to back off, find another avenue. And that avenue for me was the 45 to an hour of studying. Now, I will say sometimes if I did 45 minutes in the morning, sometimes I would go back later at night, do another 45, but I backed off of the longevity of the 2-3 hour study periods.
Okay. All right. Really cool. I think at the top of the call, we were talking briefly before we got on here that you're kind of an all or nothing type of woman.
I am. For sure.
You went gun ho.
I went full tilt
and found that wasn't okay. All right. Awesome tip. Let's move on to the next one. What would be your next recommendation for the trainer studying right now?
Utilize family members, utilize friends. When you get to the assessment parts of the chapters with the assessments, do the assessments, actually do them on a human being. It helped greatly. And you can put yourself into a live scenario once you pass your test and you're actually training clients. I found that put me more at ease because I'm a hands-on type learner. So yeah, I drove my family members and friends nuts doing, but they knew what I was doing. So I appreciate their help.
Now, guys, listen up, because Lisa's tip right here it's becoming a common theme. A lot of the folks that we're interviewing, we're hearing this pretty common, where during the assessments, especially, and also some of the movements, but they're using family members. So this is a common theme, it seems. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Lisa, what else can you recommend?
I did a lot of note taking for sure, a lot of highlighting in the book. I used Quizlet as well. I went on YouTube. If I wasn't grasping something, I would search it on YouTube again, because I'm a visual hands-on learner, and watch the actual YouTube video. It helped a lot. I mean, just keeping my head in the book just seemed to not work 100% for me. So I had to find other avenues.
Perfect. Let's talk about the Quizlet briefly. How much did you use Quizlet?
A lot. I used it probably 3 or 4 times a week for sure. And then I crash coursed it again a couple weeks prior to actually testing. Yeah.
Awesome. Any other suggestions or recommendations that you have for these ACE test takers coming soon?
Yeah, definitely dial into Doug and watch his videos. Help greatly. Again, actually listening to someone verbalize made it a lot simpler for me than to see it in a book. Like I said, I'm a hands-on and verbal type of learner. So if someone is the same type as I am, just watch the videos, go to use Doug. He's there to use, and it helped me immensely.
Really cool. Well, again, Lisa, thank you so much for taking some time to come in here and share those tips. A couple of those we haven't heard, so I think they're going to be really helpful. Guys, if you have a question for Lisa or for myself, just comment it below. We'll respond. But good luck with your future test taking. Lisa, congrats on passing the ACE, and thank you again so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much, Corey, and best of luck to everyone. You can